Hello there everyone and welcome to a new review on the channel. And today we're looking at a gem of a product and one that's been talked about quite a bit and some people are very interested in learning more about, and that is the Rubi cup by Rubi, Ferez and Illusionist. Now this may come as a surprise that I'm reviewing Coin Magic on the channel because I'm not someone that performs Coin Magic a lot, except for Flip by Wes Isali. There's a routine by Jack Curtis on his Distorted Visions DVD, and on the Offbeat Balance by Matthew Bish or Silver Edge by Kim Anderson. I do not perform Coin Magic at all or coin routines at all. And I mostly also don't review them. I've had a lot of coin products that I've not reviewed, even though they're pretty good. I've just never reviewed them because I don't feel entitled to review such a product. But this is so good. And I'm so excited to be reviewing this and unpacking and giving you all the information that you need regarding the Rubi cup. So yeah, let's not talk more about it. Roll the intro and get straight into it. Perfect, so you decide to stick around, which means you want to learn more about the Rubi cup. So what is the Rubi cup? The Rubi cup is essentially a rattle box built into a cup. That's essentially what it is. So it's a rattle box built into a cup that can simulate the noise of a die, a coin, a ring, and whatever metal object or object sounding like it can rattle inside of a metal cup would. So the best way for me to explain this to you is to give you a performance. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a small performance of me performing the effect with just one coin. So a very bare bones performance of it right now. Okay, so for the performance, I'm going to show you a very quick performance using just the coin and the cup, nothing more. You can place the coin back inside of the cup, and whenever you want, you can just shake it, and when you want it, the coin will completely disappear from inside, and it can reappear wherever you wish. So you've seen the performance of me using just one coin, and initially I was just going to put that performance, but I'm going to be honest with you, I've enjoyed performing this effect and practicing this effect so much that I think I'm going to show you the 3-coin performance of this as well. Again, I'm not a coin guy, but I do think it's a good enough performance, and I don't think it flashes too much or is too obvious at certain points, but it's purely because I enjoy doing the routine so much that I'm going to share that with you as well. So let's roll that second performance right now. Okay, so I wasn't planning on doing a 3-coin performance of the Rubi cup, but here we are. This has been just so fun to practice, so fun to perform, that at this point, I just can't help myself but sharing to you how fun this routine is to perform. It really is incredibly fun, and really, like, it's just so fooling and so beautiful that I can't help but share it with you. And of course, the last coin is always the favorite because you actually hear it inside of the cup until the moment it decides to absolutely and just completely vanish and appear inside of your hand. And that is 1, 2, and 3 coins. Now you've seen 2 performances of the Rubi cup, which is something I don't usually do in a lot of reviews, seeing 2 performances. But that just shows you at what point I enjoyed performing this and practicing this effect. So now that you know what this is, let's talk about where you get this, how much does it cost, and what do you get. So you can buy this exclusively from illusionist.com. It's going to send you back 100 USD or 135 Canadian dollars. And what you get with your money is this beautiful box. The packaging of this is absolutely beautiful. Inside you get a link to a tutorial video which is 2.5 hours long. It has live performances of some of the effects, it has studio performances of some of the effects, and it has everything that you need to know, all the slides, all the moves, all the justifications, how to operate the cup, how to use the cup with additional objects, how to use the cup as a chop cup, how to use this as a production, how to use this as a vanish. There's tons and tons and tons of routines explained here in excruciating detail. They're very well explained. Rubi is an amazing teacher, and you can really see from the tutorial that he really cares about this and he really cherishes this release. And I think you can really see that from the production of the props to the tutorial. But additionally to the 2.5 hour tutorial, what you get is 1, you get your coins. These are ungimmick coins. These are just standard dollar-sized coins. They're very nice coins. You get 3 of them. But again, you don't need, these are ungimmick coins. So you can use, if you want $50, Eisenhower's, Chinese coins, even your own currency. You can use coins from your own currency if you wish. So the coins are ungimmick, but you do get 3 coins. Then what you also get is this. You get your 2 cups. One of them is gimmicked and one of them is not. And it's almost impossible to tell which is the one that's gimmicked and the one that it's not, because they're very well made. Both of them look absolutely identical. So yeah, one of them is gimmicked and one of them is not, but they look so good that you can literally not tell which is which. So that is essentially what you get with your Rubi cup, your 2 cups, your 3 coins, and your instructional video. Now let's talk about something that a lot of people want to know about. How difficult is the Rubi cup? Now, I'm not a coin guy whatsoever, so you have to take that in mind. So bearing in mind that I'm not a coin guy and I wouldn't consider myself even very good in the intermediate level, I would consider myself bare bones intermediate when it comes to coin magic. So I would say that it's not that hard. I mean, if you've never done coin magic before, it will require practice. However, I'd say even if you're in the intermediate level of coin magic, I think you can get away with this and it's gonna work well for you. It does need practice, however. Yes, the cup does a lot of the work for you, but you are still the one that has to manipulate, activate, and play around with the cup. He gives you tons of ways to do that. On the mat, in the hands, in the spectator's hands. He gives you a lot of ways that you can operate this cup. But there are things that you have to keep in mind, right? So you're gonna have to practice this. You're gonna have to practice your angles, your routining, your positions, as to not, for example, tip the coins out and then move the cup and you hear clink, clink, clink in the cup, right? That wouldn't work. People will be like, what is that? So you really have to work this, you have to practice this, and you have to play around with it. So it's not incredibly difficult. I wouldn't say it's expert or hard level coin magic, but it is still not easy. So it's not beginner. I'd say intermediate. So if you've done coin magic before, you'll be able to get around with this. And I know this is a question that a lot of people are going to ask, but some of the moves that you have to do for this are lapping for some of the routines. Some of the routines use false transfers. Some of the routines use finger palms. Don't worry, not many routines use the classic palm. So if you're not good with that, it's okay. Most of them use the finger palm, and some other routines use some a bit more complicated moves. But then again, it is kind of the basis of coin magic. So yeah, it's not incredibly difficult, but still it will require practice, not only in the coin slides, but in the handling of the cup and the naturality that you have when handling the actual cup. Now let's talk about practicality. So how practical is this? Well, to perform this, you just need the cups. You're gonna have to carry around your cup with you. And that's not something you can just shove in your pocket and go walk around. So you're gonna have to carry the cup with you. The coins you don't necessarily need because you can borrow, but I feel these coins look so nice. They're very, very big. So they look very nice when you do your slides and when they vanish, and the noise they make when they go inside of the cup is very good. So personally, if you're carrying the cup with you, might as well just put the 3 coins inside of the cup and go ahead with that. So you're gonna have to carry around 3 coins or borrow 3 coins and the cup in order to perform the routine. Of course, if you want to perform it as a chop cup or as anything else, if you want to do a routine with a die, you're going to have to carry around the appropriate things or find the appropriate things, because if you're going at a game night with friends and you have your cup, you can just borrow a die and do the routine, okay? Regarding angles, the angles for the routine are 180 for the most part. Depends. There's some routines that are 360, but it's really going to depend on you and the slice that you use and the venue that you are at. But I would say from 180 is the best angle for almost all of the routines, but there are some that you could maybe get away with a 270 or 360, depending the way that you move and the way that you handle your slides and your proficiency in coin magic. In terms of inspectability, the cup itself is not inspectable, but it is inspectable at the start. So at the start of the routine, it can be inspected. And at the end, you could just hand it over to the spectator in their hand. And there's even some routines, if you're bold enough, that Rubi lets the spectator do every single vanish. He has the spectator rotate the cup and have the coins vanish one by one. So if you're proficient and you're good enough in audience management, the cup won't necessarily be examined since the spectator is using it in their routine the entire time. But if you want, you can switch it out with another one, or you can do whatever you want, but it is somewhat inspectable, but you can't just go to someone and give them the cup and be like, inspect everything, right? You can't really do that, but in certain cases, they're the one handling, so the inspection kind of gets taken care of. In terms of reset, it is almost instant reset. It's probably 1 second of reset between, it resets while you're performing it. So you reset it and unreset it while you're actually performing the effect. So the reset is basically minimal. In terms of table space and requirements, you will need for most of the routines a table, and in some of them you're gonna need a mat, some of them you're gonna need a small table to the side, and some of them can be done standing up with just a cup and the spectators. It depends of your venue and the routines that you choose to do. Now that we've said that, where would you perform the Rubi Cup? So the Rubi Cup is something that works very well virtually and in person. So you can do this in your Zoom shows or on your social media, but this can also be done close up. And what's really nice is that he gives you both routines for close up and parlor and stage. He gives you his own act and routine that he does in parlor stage environments with the Rubi Cup. So this is not just something for close up walk around mingling, it can also be done on stage. So that is very nice as well to have in hand and have in mind that this can play at multiple venues as well. Now that we've kind of wrapped up everything about the Rubi Cup, let's get into the positives and negatives of this. And first of all, let's start with the negatives. What are the negatives of the Rubi Cup? And there's only one possible negative that I can find with the Rubi Cup, and that is the fact that you will have to be extra careful as to the sound with the cup, which means that you're gonna have to practice a lot because the cup may rattle even when you don't want it to rattle if handled inappropriately. So you're really going to have to play around with it, practice it, and get familiar with it. And also it's not inspectable, so that may be a throwaway for some people, but again, it's not much of an issue if handled correctly. On the opposite, what is very good? One, the engineering of this gimmick is top notch. It is absolutely incredible as to the engineering. Two, the video tutorial is great. The instructions that you get are great. The amount of routines that you get are great. The accessibility of this is great. The variety, like I'm a mentalist and I really find that there's a way I could use this in mentalism. I could do the routine with the die that I really like, where you clearly show the die inside, you shake it and you tell them, you can clearly see and hear the die, right? Look, but this time if I put it inside and I shake and I tell you to think of whatever, you can do like a small hypnosis thing, the sound is going to completely disappear, and then you show them that it completely disappeared as it did in their mind. So you can really do kind of an intro to like a mentalism thing or something with this cup as well. And I'm really gonna workshop on that because I wanna use this and I wanna use it in kind of a mentalism setting, maybe in a hypnosis type setting as well as an intro to that. I think that could be very, very good. So yeah, it's also very versatile as well. Unpacking everything about the Rubi Cup is now the time to answer, do I recommend this and what do I give it out of 10? Do I recommend the Rubi Cup? And my answer is yes. I think if you're a coin guy, this is something that you're absolutely gonna love. If you're a bit into coin magic, you're gonna love this. Or if you're just interested in having the prop to see how it works and practice it and have some fun with it, I think it is also very much worth it. I think it is absolutely great. I think it is worth every penny. It is a very good product. And in my opinion, it's probably the best product that illusionists have put out in a very long time. And that probably goes out all props to Rubi because he's the one hand making this he handmade all of it. And even the tutorial, it's not with the illusionist team, I believe his on his own with his friend. So top marks to him, an incredible product. And I think it's the best one that illusionists have released in a long time, at least that I have reviewed and purchased. So it gets all my commendations, 9.5 for the Rubi Cup. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really, really appreciate it. Feel free to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. If not, I'll see you all in my next review. Have a great one, and bye.